Well, hello there. I'm Christine and welcome to my channel. It is the 20th of January 2023 and this will be a weekly reading for the week of the 21st to the 28th of January 2023, just to explore the astro energies and the tarot, and I'll just go with a quick rundown because this week we have the sun and moon is in Aquarius, and there's a lot of Aquarian energy at the moment. This is the first full moon of 2023, and when I talk about the moon and the sun I talk about them as planets. However, we find that the moon is the planet of our feelings and emotions and our urge to fulfill our needs, along with the sun to wanting us to express ourselves and shine and make the most of this one and beautiful life that we have. So together, in the sign of Aquarius, which is a fixed sign that's determined, productive, capable of following through with ideas based on information that's been processed, this energy is sort of helping us to be able to do that sort of beginning of the year stuff that we like to do, of planning and what are we going to do. But this is a wonderful year to sort of really shine. This moon is being aspected by Mars, which can offer a sense of frustration, because whilst Mars is stationed direct, there is that sense of spinning the wheels, which is an expression we say in Australia. I don't know what expression you could say somewhere else, but he will get moving, and the moon is just past Pluto, and that's bringing an urge for us to change. I've got a little list of things I've got to say here, just a list of the aspects if you like, because there's quite a little bit going on in one sense. So moon and sun have just aspected Pluto at 28 degrees, and they are, that's that urge to change and is sort of growing with that sort of Pluto likes change, likes transformation, and sort of Pluto sort of getting ready to move into Aquarius. So this is like a little preview, like the trailer, if you like, of what could be to come. And there's also the moon and sun are aspecting Jupiter in Aries, which brings this sense of optimism and faith to just hang in there, especially with that Mars direct stuff, because it will all start to happen. So coming up this week, we have the moon. I sort of work with the full moon energy for about 2 to 3 days either side, but we have Uranus in Taurus at 14 degrees going direct. Now Uranus is one of the rulers, whilst he's in Taurus, of stability and what's important to us, and what we have and our positions, and basically what makes us feel secure, which links in with wanting the changes that we want to make so we feel secure, and so that we feel that we can sort of do things for the future that brings that sense of, basically all we ever want is to feel secure and loved and inner peace. So that's all sort of coming together with that, why we're sort of having that sense perhaps this time of year. And this being one of the rulers of Aquarius, he's going to kickstart this Aquarian energy once he sort of gets moving up there, because at we have the 22nd, we have the sun and we have the moon and we have Venus and Saturn all in Aquarius. So that's like a little trailer of Aquarian energy, if you like. So pay attention until January the 26th, where Venus will move into the sign of Pisces. And she's what's called exalted in Pisces, which means she just is at her best and just loves it there. So expect your intuition to increase during this time. Pay attention to your dreams and just enjoy the positive energy. You might find you're also looking at things from a creative hat. Like, because we talk about goal setting and following through and all this sort of stuff, so I'm using my hands. But this Venus moving into Pisces is also going to give a spin of, let's try and look at this laterally. Let's look at this because we need this sort of creative energy to sort of think, well, maybe it looks like it's turning everything upside down, but I had a dream the other night and I'm going to give this a go, because this could be a different way of doing things. So pay attention to your own intuition, and it might look like you're doing things upside down and different, particularly with the Uranus energy. However, be prepared to wear all the hats and look at everything from all angles at the moment, because that's what's going to carry you through for 2023. That's the way I see it anyway. So getting back to the cards and what the energy is around us for this week, I've shuffled those. And I'm just going to take it from the top. Then we have this wonderful energy of the Nine of Coins. And we have air of the Page of Swords. And there is the Five of Cups. I'll go through this. Let's move them back a little bit. And we have this is a security card, the Four of Coins, and we have the Emperor. Let's move those so we can see them a little bit better, and I'll read them the way I see them. It's already got the incense on them, so that's nice. So the energy overall around us with what I talked about is this beautiful Nine of Coins card. Here we are visualizing what we want as our best version of ourselves and our best version of our life for 2023. And all the things we have to do, the ideas and the stability things we have to do to be able to create that. And these are like what do we say? I didn't count the planets of around us, but these are coins, but they're also energy of circles. Sometimes I see them as planets. So they're sort of the planetary energies that are going to support us, and also knowing when we see this card that we have everything that we want, and we find that we will have this sort of wonderful practical energy of being able to put some aside for the future, and or helping others, and we will have this energy of just being able to visualize what we want. And we're going to be getting this intuition coming through. So what's the bird telling you? Because birds are messages, and so there's messages coming through this week, and pay attention to them. That is a weekly energy with this card. There's also going to be an opportunity. Once again, we've got birds, and they are in the sign of the Lamaske. So it's sort of a lot of spiritual energy and messages coming through this week when Venus moves into Pisces. But pay attention to this, because this is about messages. This is about being able to take charge and use your thoughts and make those thoughts become your plans, so that you are up and top of it all and can climb to where you want to go. Because this is an opportunity to rise above the rest by being in charge of your thoughts and learning from, focusing on what you want, learning from past experience of when things were good. Think of a time when things were good and life was going your way, and draw on that energy to be able to move forward to the future, and pay attention to messages that are coming through to you with the birds in the cards. The best way to look after yourself, because no matter, we do have often a sense of doubt, because life is not a straight line. Life is actually flowing along like the river, ups and downs. And if you are going through some difficulty this week, or you happen to have some feeling there's like a setback, or things aren't moving the way you want them to, because often when we're in a strong mental state, we can sort of have it all mentally like the ducks all lined up, but then find that it's just life needs to flow on and happen in the time that it needs to happen. So if you sort of feel that you get a bit down, the best way to look after yourself is to focus on what you have, and do that energy of floating up if you can, and think about where you're at the moment, and then take the learnings from the feelings that you have of doubt, or when things mightn't have went the way you wanted them to, you know, that stuff that can creep in, and take the learnings from that, and then be able to focus on and turn that into, well, I've learned that, I've been through this before, I know the flow of life, and I just can focus on what I do have and move towards that, because what you do have, and you can build from there, becomes the two, can then become the four. So you can expect to hear news about finances change, looking after your finances, and you'll be having conversations perhaps about money and security and where you want to be. And whilst some people see this card, I read the cards in the context and what I see and what sort of intuitively comes through, I'm seeing this as a collective, all of us getting a handle on what we need to be secure and to be grounded and to stay centered in our mind and our body and our heart with this. And it's about having something for the future, keeping our share of things, and doing what we need to bring security for us and our loved ones around us, and a little bit of self-focus. And there'll be lots of conversations around that. You're going to hear probably podcasts on it, or news and things coming through about things you can do for financial security for 2023. Now, by the end of the week, we have the Emperor here, and you're going to feel like you have a sense of control, because there's just this, if you're someone watching this reading and you're paying attention, you're someone that pays attention in life, you're going to get the most from this reading, and you know what you have to do to be in charge and once again, we have a lot of hands here, having a handle on life and being in charge and being in your own world, and being a sense of who you are and what you want and where you're going with it. And with that Aries energy of Jupiter, knowing that there's that sort of wonderful sense of optimism, that you can be in charge and make life go the way you want it to go, with a sense of focus. So I'll just move those down here a little bit, and we'll look at what it's also lunar new moon, and it's year of the rabbit, which is water rabbit, which is lucky. The cycles follow, they're 12-year cycles, which follow the Jupiter cycles, and so it's quite auspicious with the new moon in the rabbit, the lunar moon, not the new moon. So year of the rabbit. So think back what you were doing in, when was it there last, 2011, and maybe what dreams and aspirations you had then, you might be reviving and getting them up again. There's an opportunity to do that if in this year. So let's give these a little shuffle, and I'll cut them into, some of these trinkets, cut them into 3, and we'll take some from the top of each one to start with. So first of all, we have a bridge. So any problems that we have, we're going to be overcome them. And there's our bridge. So there's an opportunity to overcome a problem, and we're going to overcome a problem. So have faith in yourself. We have cobwebs here. We are protected from negative forces that are beyond our control. Sorry, that's my phone going off. That just lets you know that life is going on around us as I'm doing this reading right now. So, protected from negative forces beyond your control. That's a lovely positive sign there with the cobwebs. And then we have psychic ability and trust your intuition. Well, we talked about that with Venus moving into Pisces, where she's very happy and your intuition is going to be increased and heightened, so pay attention to the downloads that you get. I'll just take another lot of 3. A journey, either physical or mental. Well, we are in a lot of mental energy, being Aquarius, fixed air sign, with a lot of planets in the Aquarius. So yes, there's going to be lots of thoughts happening. So make the most of this time. And then we have be careful about taking risks, which relates to this card here. So it's about listening to ideas and things of survival, but maybe being grounded in if any sort of quick rich schemes or anything happen, or someone says, oh, do this is the best place to put your money, or things like that, because with Uranus in Taurus, there's going to be these waking up. You're going to expect to hear, and with Mercury waking up, expect to hear on the news a lot of sort of quick rich ideas and schemes with that. So just use, if you're going to take a risk, make sure you evaluate it, especially while Mercury's in the retrograde phase, in the direct phase, but he's in the shadow phase, so you still need to be re-evaluating and looking at things before you take any risk. But there's a calculated risk can work in your favor. And then finally we have the 4-leaf clover, which is great fortune, which is that Jupiter energy around us. And the lunar new moon in water sign and Rabbit is a very auspicious and considered lucky year for in the lunar year cycles. So thank you for watching. If you wanted to know when I talked about the planet and where the new moon and what sign it sort of where it hits you in your chart, either look to your chart and see where the moon is by putting the transits over it, if you're someone who works that way already with programs like AstroSeek or Astro.com, or you can just leave your sun sign in the comments and I will put which house is being activated by this new moon for you. So have a wonderful week, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Not stopping.